Dear students, I am Bibha Das, your chemistry teacher. Now I am going to discuss with you the last part of chapter 1, the solid state. The topic is defects in solids. So already we know that crystalline solids are pure in state. That means in crystalline solids there are no defects, that is no imperfections. But though crystalline solids are pure, but some type of defects are present in crystalline solids. So what are defects? Defects means irregularities in the arrangement of atoms that are present in the solid. So mainly there are two types of defects, and in your textbook there are given two defects which are present in crystalline solid. The number one, it is point defect, and number two, it is line defect. So what is point defect? Why it is called point defect, and why another is line defect? So defect, since it is related to the arrangement of different atoms, that is lattice points in a crystal lattice, therefore if there is defect or there is irregularities in the arrangement of atoms around a point, then we call that defects as point defects. Whereas if the defects, that means the irregularities of arrangement of elements or atoms are present in the entire row, then that type of defects, it is known as line defect. That means point defect arises around a point whereas the line defect arises in the entire line defect arises in the entire line. So in your textbook detail about point defects are given, not about line defect we are going to discuss. So now we consider only point defects that are present in a solid. So it is point defects. So again, there are three types of point defects. Number one, it is stoichiometric. Number two, it is impurity. And number three, it is non-stoichiometric. So what is stoichiometric and non-stoichiometric? What is the meaning? So stoichiometric defects do not disturb the stoichiometry of the solid. That means, say we have one solid, that means crystal of iron oxide, say Fe O. If the proportion of iron and oxygen, it is 1:1, 1:1 when we prepare this solid, then the stoichiometry it is maintained. But if the ratio of iron with oxygen, it is not 1:1, say it is 0.95 and 1, then the stoichiometry of the compound, it is disturbed. Now if there are some defects that do not disturb the stoichiometry of the compound, then this type of defects are called stoichiometric defects. And if the defects disturbed the stoichiometry of the compound, then it is known as non-stoichiometric defects. For example, if we want to prepare iron oxide, now the ratio of iron and oxygen, it is not 1:1, it is 0.95 and it is 1, but actually it should be 1:1. That means here the stoichiometry of the iron oxide, it is disturbed due to some defects that are present in the crystal. Now the second one, it is impurity one. Now what is impurity defect? Now if there are some impurity in the amorphous solid and we are trying to recrystallize this solid, then what happens? During crystallization, the impurity can occupy the site, that means sometimes interstitial site or the main lattice point of the crystal, and it displaces or it replaces some atom or ion from the crystal. So when impurities are present instead of the main atom or ion, then this type of defects are known as impurity defects. So now we will discuss these defects one by one in detail. So let's first start with stoichiometric defect. So now it is stoichiometric defects. Since we know that stoichiometric defects do not disturb the stoichiometry of the solid, so there are mainly two types: vacancy defects and interstitial defects. Now if we consider stoichiometric defects in solids, we generally divide it into two different types of solids. One is ionic solid, another is non-ionic solid. Let us first discuss non-ionic solid. Say stoichiometric defects in case of non-ionic. So in case of non-ionic solids, we have two types. Number one, it is impurity. Number one, it is vacancy, and number two, it is interstitial. So what is vacancy and what is interstitial? So now let us consider, say this is crystal lattice and we have some atoms here. Since it is non-ionic, the constituent particles are atoms or molecules. Say now, say this particular site, it is, there are no atoms or no molecules. That means it is vacant site. So what happens? Mainly when we hit some solid, generally when we hit some solid, there are missing of some atoms or molecules from the crystal site. So this type of defects which is arises due to the missing of some atoms from crystal lattice is known as vacancy defect. And due to this type of defect, since now the number of atoms here decreases, therefore if this type of defects are present in the crystal, then the density of the solid, it is decreases. So the main point here, the density, it is decreases if vacancy defect is present in a particular solid. So this is important point. If vacancy defect is present, then density of the solid decreases. Now here interstitial defect. Now in this type of defects, say these are the particles present, the normal one. So here some new atoms or new particles can occupy the interstitial. This site is called interstitial site. This is called interstitial site. Now some new element can, or an atom or molecule can occupy the interstitial site of the crystal. Now since number of atoms here increases, so if interstitial defects are present in a particular solid, then there is increase in the number of atoms or number of molecules in the solid. Therefore the density of the solid increases. So here the important point, if interstitial defects are present in a solid, the density increases. So these are the main points about stoichiometric defects in non-ionic solids. Now we are going to discuss about stoichiometric defects in ionic solids. So again, it is stoichiometric defects in ionic solid. So here also we have two types. One is Frankel and another one, it is Schottky. Schottky defect. So what is Frankel and what is Schottky? So Frankel, it is combination of your vacancy defect and interstitial defect. That means we can say vacancy plus interstitial. But here your constituted atoms, or it is not atoms. Now here we have to consider the ions. Say for example, if we consider say some ionic solids and say these are some ions. Mainly in case of Frankel defect, we consider large anion and small cation. That means there is difference in size of the ions. If the anion is large, then cation is small. If cation is large, then anion is small. That means there is vast difference in the size of cation and anions. So this is say anion, your anion, and this is say your cationic part. Next it is anion, then next it is cation. Okay, then again you have anion, it is cation, then again anion, then again cation, and again anion. Now these are the particular arrangement in, say it is anion, cation, anion. So if constituent particles are present like this, and there is missing of say cation, one, this is say anion here, and this is say cation, missing of one cation, that means there is empty space, and that cation is present in another interstitial site. Now say this is the site of the cation. Now the cation, it is not present in their original site. Now here it is present in the interstitial position, this interstitial position of the solid. So here we have, that means combination of vacancy. There is vacant site, okay, a vacant site in the cationic part, and the cationic part, it is present in the interstitial position. That's why it is combination of Frankel and combination of vacancy and interstitial effect. So mainly now, since number of vacancy and number of interstitial position, that means interstitial ions, it is same, therefore in this particular defects, if this type of defects are present in the crystal, then there is no increase, no decrease in the in case of density. That means density remains same, density remain same. And mainly we consider there are some examples of solids that shows this type of and this type of defect. Mainly we have silver chloride, silver iodide, silver bromide, and say mainly this. Here the silver ions, these are very small in size, and we have bromide, chloride, iodide, these are these ions, it is larger in size. So this, in this type of solids we can see this type of defect. Then next is your Schottky defect. Schottky defect, it is mainly vacancy defect. Vacancy defect in ionic solids. So now if we consider, say again, one ionic crystal where we have say cation and anion, okay, these are the cation and anion, and in this part, say if it is plus, it is minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. That means these are ions, cation and anions, and these are regular arrangement of ions. Now here say in this part there is, this is vacant site, there is no cation, no anion, and say this one also vacant site, okay, and this one also vacant, and this one also vacant. So if we consider, if we observe the vacancy, now the number of cation and number of anion that are not present in the regular manner, it is same. That means in case of Schottky defect, the electrical neutrality, it is maintained, since number of missing cation and number of missing anions, it is same. So here, since there are missing of cations and anions in this case, therefore the density of the solid, it decreases. When this type of defect, it is present in solid. So here we can write density, it is decreases. So these are the main important points. If we consider stoichiometric defects in different types of solids, in some cases density increases, in some cases density remains same, and in some cases density decreases. So here the main examples, the example of solid in which this type of defects are shown, that means Schottky defects are shown, it is number one, we can consider sodium chloride, say cesium chloride, that means the alkali halides, that means group 1 elements halides, sodium chloride, cesium chloride, potassium chloride. In this type of solids we can observe Schottky defects. And another important example here, silver bromide. So silver bromide, it is very important solid, and in case of defects, that means here in case of Frankel defects also there is silver bromide, here is also silver bromide. That means the common solid that shows both Frankel and Schottky defect, it is silver bromide. So you try to remember the name of the solid that shows both Schottky and Frankel defect. So this is about your stoichiometric defect. Now we will discuss about next one, that means impurity defect. Now what is impurity defect? So already we discussed, impurity defects is mainly due to the presence of impurity in the solid. That means if we recrystallize one solid, for example say sodium chloride, so this is sodium chloride crystal, say we have Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, again Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus. So this is regular arrangement. We know that if we consider sodium chloride crystal, around each sodium we have 6 chloride ion, and around each chloride we have 6 sodium ions. Now in this arrangement it is regular pattern, regular one. Now if some impurities, say strontium chloride is present in your sodium chloride, and when we want to recrystallize this sodium chloride crystal, then what happens? Now two side, that means the sodium plus cationic part of the crystal, it is replaced, or the strontium ion replaces the sodium ions from the crystal. So that means instead of 2 sodium ion, now here we have strontium ion. That means when there is missing of 2 sodium, there is presence of 1 strontium ion. So since there is missing of sodium and instead strontium ions are present here, therefore the crystal become impure. That means another atoms, another ions, it is present. Therefore this type of defects, since impurity is present in the crystal, therefore this type of defects, it is known as impurity defects. Okay, so other examples, say cadmium chloride also shows this type of defects. So next defects, it is about your non-stoichiometric defects. So what is non-stoichiometric defects? So if non-stoichiometric defects are present in a particular solid, then the stoichiometry of the solid, it is disturbed. For example, we can already discuss about iron oxide FeO and say zinc sulfide, or zinc oxide, say zinc oxide. So there are two different oxide. Now here the stoichiometry of iron and oxygen, if it is in pure state, then it should be 1:1, and here also it is 1:1. But if the stoichiometry, it is non-stoichiometric defects are present, then what happened? It is the ratio, it is not 1:1. Say it become 0.95 and 1, and it become 1 plus some part. That means there is increase in the zinc and there is decrease in iron. So these type of defects are known as non-stoichiometric defects. So non-stoichiometric defects are of two types. One is metal excess and another is metal deficiency. Now we start non-stoichiometric defects. So what are non-stoichiometric defects? Now this type of defects disturb the stoichiometry of the solid. Now for example, if we consider iron oxide and zinc oxide, that means if we prepare iron oxide and zinc oxide, the ratio of iron and oxygen and zinc and oxygen, it is not 1:1. In case of iron oxide, the ratio sometimes it is say 0.95:1, and in case of zinc it is more than 1, say 1 point something and 1. That means the stoichiometry of the solid, it is disturbed due to presence of some defects in the crystal. So non-stoichiometric defects, there are two types. Mainly, number one, it is metal excess, and number two, it is metal deficiency. So metal excess and metal deficiency are two types of non-stoichiometric defects. And metal excess defects is due to presence of some anionic vacancies, and sometimes it is due to presence of some extra cations in the crystal. So for example, if we consider sodium chloride crystal, say this is sodium chloride crystal, and sodium plus and Cl minus ions are present in the crystal system. So if we consider this crystal system in an atmosphere of sodium vapor, say sodium metals are here, metal vapor are here, then the chloride ion from the crystal, it diffuses and react with sodium that are present around the crystal. Then now sodium, it will release one electron and become sodium plus. And the chloride from the crystal react with this sodium and form sodium chloride. Now here in the crystal lattice, now one site, anionic site, it is vacant. But this vacant site, it is occupied by the electron that are released by sodium, and it occupies the interstitial position of the crystal. Say this is electron in the interstitial site. So due to presence of this type of electrons in the interstitial site of the crystal, now the color of sodium chloride, it is white. But due to presence of this defect, that means due to presence of this extra electron in the crystal, the color become yellow. So this center, the interstitial site of the crystal lattice, it is known as F center. And due to presence of F center, we can see the pale yellow color sodium chloride crystal. So if we consider other chlorides, say lithium chloride or potassium chloride, all are white in color if it is in pure form, but the color become different one if this type of metal excess defect it is present in the crystal. So another type of metal excess defect can arise due to presence of some extra cations in the crystal lattice. Say if we consider zinc oxide, and when we heat zinc oxide, then in the crystal of zinc oxide, in the interstitial site, some extra zinc 2 plus ions are present, and due to presence of this extra zinc ion in the crystal lattice, the amount of zinc it become more. So there are mainly these two types of metal excess defect due to presence of anionic vacancies and due to presence of extra cation in the crystal lattice. So another type of non-stoichiometric defect, it is metal deficiency defect, and in this defect the amount of metal it is less than the required one. So for example, if we want to prepare, already I discussed that part, if we want to prepare iron oxide where the ratio it is 1:1, iron and oxygen it is 1:1, but originally though the formula is FeO, but actually the amount of iron it is not 1:1 with oxygen. The proportion is, it is sometimes it is 0.95 or something 9.96 like that only, and oxygen it is 1. That means the amount of iron it is less than the expected one. So this type of defects, if it is present in crystal, then we call this type of defects as metal deficiency defect. So this is about the defects that are present in crystals, in the crystalline solid. So there are some important points, examples are important here, and in case of ionic solids, definition of Frankel defect and Schottky defect, it is important, and after that about density, that means in some cases if defects are present, density of the solid it increases and decreases, that part also important, and differences between the different types of defects also important for your exam. So at home you write short notes about different defects, find out the differences between the different defects, and try to remember some specific examples for different types of defects. So thank you and have a nice day ahead.